Hello, this is Inside the Press Box with Sunil Sunder Raj for the Everyday Fan Sports. Today, I'm happy to be speaking with Zach Molina, a junior at St. John Neumann High School in Naples, Florida, and a wide receiver and free safety on the varsity football team. Zach, thank you so much for again taking time out to speak with me today. Congrats, as said, on your success so far. Just can you talk about preparing here for the 2022 season at St. John Neumann High School?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for having me. And we've been preparing for a couple months now. We just had a spring game a couple months ago, so that's where we just perfected our craft and our offense and our defense. And coming from another high school is in the middle of the year is kind of different. So all the adjustments I had to do, all the stuff I had to learn, all that stuff, But once I got it handled down, it was just I was ready to rock. So
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just talk about that transition, so coming from another high school, Barry High School, you said, mid-year, that's not easy, especially for a high school athlete. Just talk about how that transition, just transpired, just how it, it went. It seems like, so far so good, smooth transition. Just talk about that process, Zach.
Yeah. So after the 2021 season at Barron High School, me and my parents were just trying to find out what I want to do and stuff. So it was a family decision, and after lots and lots of talking, we just decided to be better academically and athletically to go to St. John Neumann High School. And at first it was tough because new people, smaller school, you're just the new kid. So, but all the teammates on my team, they brought me in as a brother basically, and all the teachers, all the staff was there to help me out. So it was truly a blessing. So I just got to thank my parents for all that. So yeah.
No, that's wonderful. Just talk about you talk about your teammates, coaching staff. I'm wondering how that worked out as well. Those initial meetings and just being able to get familiar, said with the varsity football program, Zach.
Yeah. So I met Coach Damon Jones before I even attended the school. That's the head coach for St. John Neumann High School, and he basically told me that you can do whatever you want. So coming in from another school, usually you gotta work 110%. So that's what I did, and it's not easy. So a lot I'm grateful for him and giving me the opportunity to go play some ball over there. So, and all the people that brought me in as a brother, I got my quarterback Jake Bruni, my middle linebacker Carson Floyd. All those kids, they really impacted me a lot. And my dad, I don't know if but my dad coached there about 10, 15 years ago when I was born. So I basically grew up in the locker room in the school. So it's a blessing to be back and fortunately be a player over there. So yeah.
Yeah, it's wonderful to be able to come back here, almost a full circle for you, Zach. That's great. Hey, talk about, we're still in the midst of this COVID-19 pandemic. I'm wondering, being able to work. I mean, things are starting to, of course, get back to normal, but I'm just wondering for you personally, just being able to navigate those, sort of, turbulent waters, just how you've been able to, do that, personally, Zach.
Yeah, it was quite an adjustment, but you got to be safe. Masks everywhere. So once we got those masks up, more and more stuff started opening up, and then back basically went back to the first time. So it's just it was kind of hard, but the adjustment to that was difficult, but we ended up going through it, and it ended up pretty good.
That's terrific. And you know what? There's so much that goes into Zach, with training for a season, strength and conditioning, nutrition. You talk about watching film, mental health. I mean, everybody talks about the physicality of football. People don't forget it's also a mental sport. I said that if you're not in tune, if you don't have your head on straight, you could really slip right through the cracks. I'm just wondering, with those components, how you've been able to utilize them, to your advantage.
It's football. Football is a type of sport that you have an opportunity to do something great, So it's just take every opportunity you have, make 110% out of it, and you can be the best player on the field, but if you don't have that mental state that you're gonna, do what you got to do on the field and off the field in the weight room, then you're really not who you want to be, So if you have that mental state and that confidence and that physicality on the field, you're set.
That's great. Hey, talk about what you've been able to do off the field, like individually, besides the team practices, just going back to the strength and conditioning, what you've been able to do to just, of course, keep in shape as well here, especially, during the summertime as well, Zach.
Yeah. So, after a 3-4 hour practice, there's usually, you can stay, you can lift again for a little bit, or you can, leave. But I decide after a workout, I stay and just throw on the field with our quarterback, get some routes in, and perfect like my footwork and my agility and stuff like that. And when we don't do that, I usually go to my professional trainer and D1 training in Naples, Florida, and he gets my speed and all that stuff right. So I'm blessed to have a chance to do that.
Yeah, just adding a layer to it in terms of being flexible, having that durability as well, because you play two-way, you're free safety and wide receiver. So I had to ask you, I'm sure it's extremely crucial for you, again, to stay loose and, because as take a lot of pounding, said during the season. And so I had to ask you that must really help out in terms of working with a personal trainer, Zach.
Yeah, 100%. My dad always told me, you got to stay healthy, and he's not going to do it for me. So, I got to step up as a man and do what I got to do.
Yeah, that's outstanding. I said, I know it's tough, being a teenager, you want to eat everything out there, but especially as we're an athlete, nutrition is important. So I'm wondering how you've been able to sort of balance that out.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. I mean, you got to eat right regardless. So you can't just be in your house all day eating junk food if you want to be a D1 athlete. So you got to do what you got to do. It'll be worth it in the end. So.
Yeah, stay hydrated, especially with that humidity down in South Florida. Hey, talk about putting the Celtics jersey and pads on. What does that represent to you? What I mean, we're not that far away, of course, from the 2022 regular season opener. I'm sure there's a lot of adrenaline, a lot of excitement about it. What are you feeling right now? Just even with the practices here in the summer.
I'm excited. It's honestly, it's a little emotional because my dad's been there for almost 20 years. So, and I've always wanted to follow in his footsteps. He's been basically my mentor all my life. So thanks to him and my mom for sure. But, putting that Celtics jersey on Friday night, I can't wait because it's got to be worth it.
That's a great segue, you made, is that Friday night lights, Saturday afternoon during the fall. I was going to ask you later in the interview, but I might as well ask you now, just for you, what is that moment? Like, I said, leading up to game day and, practices during the week and lifts. And then, you're in the locker room. I'm sure Friday afternoons in school, anticipation, getting ready for a Friday night game, but just take people behind the scenes, what those moments are like for you, Zach.
You got to stay focused throughout the day. You still got school and stuff, but all you're really focused on is the Friday night lights when it kicks off at 7 p.m. So, like I said, football is a very emotional sport. I take it very seriously because I've been basically playing it for almost all my life. I've been playing since 5 or 6 years old. So, just, putting that jersey on and just kicking it off at 7 p.m. every night or every Friday night, it's a blessing.
As we know, it's just not about being an athlete, it's being a student athlete as well, Zach. So I'm just wondering how you've been able to balance that role out. Everybody talks about time management, organization, being detail oriented, because, I said, and having that structure. I'm just wondering here, first couple of years in high school and now heading, of course, into your junior year, just in terms of implementing, that part of the process.
It's difficult because, the school I go to now, it's a college prep school. So there's a lot of work and a lot of homework and schoolwork, and you have to fit it in between your times during practice and stuff. So, you just got to get it done and make sure you learn the material more than once so you actually do good on the test and stuff. Because at my old school, school was school. Like, you just went there just to get through the day and go to practice at 2:30. So, but here, all the staff and everyone they want you to succeed and be prepared for the next level, academically and athletically. So, yeah.
No, that's terrific. Hey, I had to ask you just the support so far from the student body, from the administration, from the athletic department in terms, just what is that, been like? I'm sure that course is definitely going to continue, here in your junior year. Just talk about that so far, Zach.
It means a lot to me because, some people they want to have the opportunity to play football, and, some of the kids that want to play can't really play due to, some of the stuff they got doing around the house, so it's a blessing that all these people are helping me in with the adjustment and the change, because change isn't easy. Change is not easy whatsoever. So I was just blessed that Coach Jones and my dad and all those staff on the football team and on the school, they helped me a lot through everything. So yeah.
No, that's fantastic. Hey, I just had to ask you about playing sports. When you were growing up, were there any other sports, that you played as well? And just adding to, in terms of playing the game of football, some of the intangibles that stand out, to you, we talked about Friday night lights, Saturday afternoons during the fall, but what else stands out to you, whether it's, you're on the field, off the field, that, makes you want to, I mean, it's so evident that you have a passion, for the game of football. So I wanted to ask you just, about that as well, Zach.
Yeah, I play a couple of sports. I play basketball. My first sport was soccer when I was a little kid, but I grew over that. So it's mainly just football and basketball now, but it's football season now. I'm just locked in, ready to go and just kick it. So yeah, it's great.
What is that about the culture and environment? Because now you're trying to, of course, build that here now at St. John Neumann High School. I'm just wondering that, because everybody talks about the brotherhood of a football team. Talk about how important that is to you, Zach, personally.
It honestly means everything to me, because, if we're not a team, we're just individuals playing the sport. So we got to have a bond, like a special bond that fortunately we do have. When all those people took me in as a brother, it was a blessing, because some schools, they don't do that. Some kids are, mean and all that stuff, but all these kids and all the coaches on the staff, they brought me in as basically a brother and also a son for the staff, so I'm truly blessed for all of them to believe in me, and just as I believe in them. So
yeah, that's tremendous. Hey, let's talk about you playing, the wide receiver and free safety position. Again, a two-way player. Just talk about, those positions, how you've been able to develop your craft, for, of course, the past, a couple of years here, Zach.
Yeah. So, it's been hard, because I've never played both ways before. So, playing defense is definitely harder to me, but it's also an opportunity that I have that I can succeed in. So, all the outside work I do and putting extra work and extra time into my craft to perfect it, it will come true hopefully sometime. So all that time I spent on the field and off the field and in the weight room, all that stuff will be worth it. So
you talk about the level of competition. I'm sure you faced some of, said the best players, obviously probably in the state of Florida, here the first couple of years. What are, from your perspective, what do you see here, in your junior year in terms of, where St. John Neumann High School can go in terms of, having a winning season, even, beyond that, state playoff, state championship? To just talk about that, Zach.
We're pretty young, but the thing is we got heart. Some kids, some teams don't have heart. They just have athletes, but we got some athletes, we got heart, and we're just physical. We're ready to pop. And, we versed some pretty good teams. We got a First Baptist Academy. They got a couple athletes over there, 4-star tight end, but honestly, anything is possible if you have a team that's together and committed and that has heart. So
yeah, no, I agree. Okay, so I had to ask you, when it comes to college football, NFL, any wide receivers, free safeties that you pay particular attention to, and sort of, maybe try to emulate your game after, maybe take away some tidbits or nuggets, and apply that to your game. Zach, talk about that.
Well, I'm not the tallest kind of guy, so for defense, as a free safety or strong safety, I look at a lot of Sean Taylor from the University of Miami. Sean Taylor was just insane. He was physical, he was athletic, he could do anything on the field, both sides of the ball. So, and receiver wise, I play a little slot. So, I'm thinking of Hunter Renfro and all them from Clemson that's on the Raiders currently. He's so shifty and agile, so I'm just trying to perfect my game so I can be as fast as, as some NFL players.
Yeah, that's a great point you made, because the fact that even though you may be on the shorter side, that you can make it up with your speed and agility is said that's key. And you've seen that, especially with college football, NFL, there are a lot of people who are under 6 foot that, could easily, have a impact on the game. And, so you see, they put up phenomenal stats here, Zach.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, let's talk. You talked about your family before, your mom and dad, if you have any siblings, just talk about, because it takes a lot of commitment, a lot of dedication with parents, with that, with their kids, and, just being able to succeed in athletics. Just talk about what they've meant to you, because it's, again, I'm sure a lot of early morning drives, so dropping over practice games. So just talk about what your family, even your extended family, has meant to you, I said, throughout this journey.
Yeah, definitely. I got a lot of family members that helped me along the way, but the two that always stick out are my parents. They've been with me through thick and thin, no matter what. That they're like my best friends, my number one supporters on and off the field. So yeah. It's just great to have that kind of relationship with them, especially my mom. My mom's my number one supporter. Like I'm a mama's boy, so I'm with her regardless. So yeah, all the sacrifices they made for me, going to all those camps and getting recognized in all those camps, going to Georgia, driving up to Georgia, all that stuff. It's a blessing, because some kids unfortunately don't have that type of stuff in their family. So I'm just blessed to have all that stuff.
No, that's wonderful. Hey, I just have a couple more. Actually, really one more is that you talked about attending these camps. So much is now social media, is highlight videos, and it's important because it's very competitive out there. So you're trying to sort of separate yourself from the rest of the field. So I'm wondering how you've been able to tap into that, because of course we have with college athletics, with name, image, and likeness, and NILs, but just in terms of the highlight videos, of course there's Twitter, there's Instagram. I mean, there's you then have the highlight video companies huddle. So just talk about how you've been able to sort of incorporate that, and again, just be able to flourish in that arena, Zach.
It's nowadays it's all about social media. So what you post is very, very crucial, because everyone can see. So you gotta be careful with that. So but I went to Valdosta State a couple of weeks ago, and then I went to Georgia Southern the day after. And all the clips I got were pretty good. So you gotta set them up on Twitter, because Twitter's my main focus with all the colleges. You gotta start following colleges, all that stuff, recruiters, all that kind of stuff. And Instagram is there as well too, but mostly Twitter, because a lot of colleges use that. So
I know it's just remarkable. I'm sure you're sitting there and saying, wow, so now you have to start sort of shifting your attention to which college down the road, university that you possibly are going to attend as well. As you said, you're going to have a lot of eyes on you as well. Talk about attending those camps. So just meeting, said other athletes, I'm sure, from not only from Florida, maybe, said from other parts of the country. Just talk about that, Zach.
It was different, because I haven't been out of state for a camp in a long time. I've always done the in-state UCF, USF, Miami camps, So going out of state, it was also kind of fun traveling with my parents. It was great, but when I'm on the field, it's all business. It's all business. I'm locked in. So no matter what, I got to do 110%, so I can prove to the coaches that they believe in me.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Okay, Zach, you get the final word here. Just message for family, friends. Of course, now your teammates at St. John Neumann High School, coaching staff, administration, athletic department. Most importantly is the community. Naples, Florida. I said I don't want to admit that as well. So the floor is yours, Zach.
All I gotta say is never forget where you come from. Never forget the people that's been with you along the way. All those people that's been with you, they're gonna be with you forever. So it's a blessing to have all those people around me and support me and take care of me. Because like I said, a lot of people don't really have that. So I'm very, very fortunate to have all the staff and the athletic department, all that stuff. My parents, my grandparents, for sure, they've been with me the whole time. My uncle, everyone. So just want to say thank you to them, and I love them for real. So yeah.
Hey, one popped into my head before I go, and I think you're in a perfect spot. And I wanted to end actually on this note. There are a lot of younger kids, athletes. I'm sure they're going to be watching. You're in high school, but back, kids are maybe, Pop Warner, Pee Wee, may watch this. There are a lot of kids who are on social media. What your message is for them, and your advice, because again, it is so competitive, so fierce out there. There's so many challenges that they have to face. just what would you say to them out there?
Don't give up. No matter how hard you work, something will come out of it, So to all those people that are telling those kids, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, don't listen to them. Do what you want to do. And if you put 110% into your craft and perfect that craft, you can do whatever you want.
Hey, Zach, your class act, just an incredible honor and privilege, being able to interview you. Congrats again on your success, and keep up the great job, and looking forward to seeing what you do, at St. John Neumann High School and on the varsity football team, this fall.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.